I haven't talked to you guys in a while, but I was just driving my car, and honestly, I don't really have music playing, just the radio, and I'm going to yoga, but I just didn't want to listen to it, so I turn it off. You know when it's quiet and you're not talking to anybody, nobody's there, so you just have no idea, your mind's just deep in thought, I guess. Yeah. And I just realized that I was just trying to think about what are the current issues that I'm struggling with right now, because I feel like I've worked through a lot, and I really couldn't come up with oh, this is the issue. It really is now I've changed who I am inside completely, how I feel about things and my reactions to things. I mean, obviously the old you or whatever is always gonna be a part of you, and so I'm not perfect. Every time I have a reaction to something, it's not this new improved version or whatever, but I guess the foundation has changed a lot, and now it's just the furnishings. I use building references a lot because there's a lot of building in my family, but I do want to say that stress wise, I don't feel stressed at all, and I think most of it, even on medication for anxiety, it doesn't, I was still anxious and stressed, and it has changed so much from just what I've done for myself. And this is kind of funny, but the one of the ways that I can just be proof of it is all of my stress acne is gone. I don't have acne right now. I mean, I have a couple of red spots just because this is the area where I'd always get it, and it's just everything's gone, it's just spotty. And because I never had acne issues, mine was just stress related, and then I'd pick, and I don't pick anymore, mostly because I'll mess with my hair or my, that sounds gross, but my scalp, I guess. I don't know, I have this thing on my head that is nothing apparently, that I just yeah, and so I just have moved my hands from my face to I also touch my shoulders a lot, and that can lead to scarring if you do have acne, but I don't really. But I've just noticed that today how clear. I didn't even wash my face last night, and I always wash my face. I fell asleep with, I mean, I don't wear makeup, but mascara on, and I've just felt a lot lighter, even though my life's not perfect. It's not where I want it to be yet, and I still nothing's ideal. Things aren't ideal yet. Look, dog, it's so cute. It looks like the dog from that, what's the movie, Moby Dick, maybe, if you watched that when you were a kid. Okay, side note, whenever we were learning about Moby Dick and it was on a reading list in high school, I genuinely thought it was the story about the dog. Yeah, and I honestly didn't read the book, but yeah, I just have seen a huge difference in my anxiety. I have this calm about me. Sorry if my blinker's annoying you, but this light always takes forever. But I have this calm, peace feeling, which is the one thing I've, I put it in my car, which this thing broke, and it pisses me off, but, so now I still have this sad feeling that I'll get, things trigger you, and you're just not always happy all the time, you know? This dog is so cute. But I don't have that. I mean, I have the sadness, but I don't have the heart racing part of it that was so much worse. And so it's bearable, I guess. And it's not what I want. Like, it's not ideal, but compared to how I've been my whole life, it's a really nice change to have, and it's completely from like that foundation of like how I view things now. And like I've mentioned in the past, it's not, I was always trying to fix like what I would say or like the after effects, but I didn't try to change like what I viewed things, like my opinions and like my instincts. And changing that has, I don't know if you can say like revolutionized my like recovery. It's been absolutely amazing. And the past week has been a change to what my weeks normally look like. But this week, so I had mentioned that like a long time ago, I had booked appointments, makeup appointment with my like favorite person that I'm gonna fly out for my wedding if I get married in the future. But like I had an appointment already, and she was going through to like see if she could cancel to make room for everybody up for like other people. And I was like, you know, I need to treat myself. Oh, slug bug. I want to treat myself to something, just because there is, okay, this is like a common thing. That's where I go to yoga, by the way. There's this common concept that, and I'll have to go in a second, but there's this common concept that like people don't understand, that girls, yes, like we want to like impress when we dress up, but we aren't doing it for that reason. It's this like thing, which I don't know if it's the healthiest thing, but it like makes you feel better about yourself. I mean, I can totally embrace the sweats and hoodie. If you ever hang out with me, that's like my look 90% of the time, in PJs. But there's something about like having something to get ready for. And my grandparents' 50th anniversary was on Saturday, and so it was the same day as my appointment. So I was like, oh, that's perfect. So I kept my appointment, and actually I've only had a spray tan once, now twice, but once before, because I normally really tan because I'm normally out in the sun all the time. I was playing soccer in high school. I would go to the lake. Like, I just tan really easily, and lately I just have not been out, and it's not been like super sunny. And so my grandparents took our whole family to Vast for dinner, and then the Sunday following we threw them a party. And I might have mentioned that when I was 9, my grandma's cousin Barbara and Johnny, they had their 50th anniversary, so this year is their 60th. And I was like, Grandma, promise me in 10 years I get to throw you a party. And I've thought about it every year, and it's so crazy that something I planned 10 years ago just like has happened. But it was so cute. My grandma's brother, who lives in Michigan, flew in and surprised her, and she had no idea. And it was so cute because she was like, my brother, and like scooted out of her chair to give him a hug. And they're very unique personalities that I'm just not used to. He has very, very dry humor I just never realized that he's teasing me. But I'm planning to actually go on a road trip to see him this summer, maybe go to Chicago. But I ended up doing a photo shoot with my mom because I'm like, well, I love photography, I love pictures, and 2, like, I have been asked to do some modeling stuff, like, or not like, hey, come do this, but I've been like recommended to do some modeling and stuff, and like I'm not busy. Before I was working, I was doing all these things, so I couldn't do it anyways. But just kind of like to get some, and then to get some like time in there, and then also to just take advantage of like paying for my makeup. And it's funny, I was like, I'm gonna experiment with this, and this is disgusting to sleep in makeup. I think it's gross, but I tried to sleep in it so I could wear it to the party, and it worked. I did not sleep very well because I was like trying to stay still and I was on the couch, but it worked. And I don't know, it was just really cool though. I've also realized lately that my mom and I's relationship has changed a lot, and just with my family, because I'm like older, I have the mindset more of an adult than a child, and so we like can talk about things that you don't talk about with kids or even high schoolers, and we can like, I don't know, have this like freedom. And so my mom and I were just like goofing off, and like, I don't know, there's just this like different vibe about it that I haven't really found until now. So it's cool. Like, I was talking to my grandma about beer, which I don't drink. I was like, Grandma, I'm in a year and a half, I'll be 21, will you take a shot for me? And she was like, no. And I was like, will you drink a glass of wine? And she, because my grandparents don't drink at all, like I've never seen them drink. And she was like, maybe a sip. And I was like, what about a beer? And she was like, I love beer. So she was a foreign exchange student for a year in Germany when she was 18, and she was like, I love beer. I grew up like around it. I find beer to be the one thing to quench your thirst on a hot day. And I just died laughing. But I have to go in. But I just wanted to kind of touch base. I'll probably talk a little bit after yoga, but there's just been this like really uplifting change. I have been a little like moody, like just sad, I guess. I don't know, lately, but I've started school, and it's really like something about having that regularness. And then I'm going to this like regular class instead of just picking and choosing. I'm going to this hard yoga class now. There's something really cool about like having this like tempo, and it's nice, I guess. And honestly, I'm learning more in this history class than I've ever learned in history, or like I'm retaining it. It's only been a week and a half ish, so no promises, but I'll let you know. But yeah, it's been really nice. It's been awesome. I forgot to throw in that we surprised my grandma also with her original wedding topper, like on her cake. And it was on her cake at her party. But what was so funny is my mom found it and there was still like icing on it. And I think it was a white cake and the icing was like brown, which is gross. But my mom like cleaned it off, to preface there. But it's just been cool and fun. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Hey guys, so we just finished, and it was actually so cool because at the end it started like thundering, but it was like vibrating, and we're like, dang, this is good, like Shavasana or Savasana, no, it's Shavasana, like music. No, it was the storm, but it's hardly sprinkling now. But so if you know anything about yoga, it's funny because I talk about like I know yoga like so well, but I've only done it for about like 2 solid months. My first class was the 26th of, or was like the day after Christmas. It was like my first class ever. So, oh no, I'm going right. There's too much traffic. So kind of like the basic flow is chaturanga to like downward dog. I forget what the whole thing's called. It's like a T. But so when you do chaturanga, it's like your hands are in line with your shoulders, and then but you're like, it's more like your boobs, like it's further back, and you basically go into, it's like a military push-up, but then you like stay where your arms are at 90 degrees, and then you like rotate into, but your elbows are like touching your ribs, and then you rotate into upward dog or cobra. And so my elbows are called, they have this, I was born with this thing called like barrel arms or something, where my elbows, like if I open my arm, it doesn't go like this, it like goes like a barrel on a shotgun. And so my elbows like bend differently, and it's not weird enough where people know, like overly like notice it, so I never have an issue. But then when it comes to this, I like overextended or like strained, or I don't know, I just irritated my arm, and it's like a nerve pinch feeling more than like muscle or bone. But just a random little bit for you. But yeah. And tomorrow is my grandma's 70th birthday. Freaking sucks that her big anniversary and big birthday are 5 days apart. But I want to take her to Pioneer Woman's Mercantile place. But I'm broke and it's really far away and she works, so it has to be a weekend. But I'm gonna make it happen. It's gonna happen. So yeah. But I'm kind of getting really bummed because the lady who does the like super hard yoga classes that I go to, well, okay, super hard, but they're hard. They're like the hardest level there at the place I go to. She was in the military. She's super cool. She has a son about my age, who's gone through similar things that I've gone through. Obviously, like a different situation, totally, but has like just with like mental stuff. And she's moving to Florida, and so I don't know who's gonna like take over after her. So I'm going to all of these classes before I'm gonna miss it, because who knows if the person that takes over is not gonna be like her at all. But she's super cool. She like knows everybody really well, and it's really awesome. But so I was talking about earlier is I was like got my makeup done and I got a spray tan for the second time ever, because you know it was just something I paid for myself, but I was just like, I don't know. But the lady who did it, we had like a really cool conversation. So it was just, and connected on a lot of things. And I like reached out to someone in her family that I knew, but didn't like personally know really well, that I had like an initial judgment about. But you know, like what you hear from other people, what you see on social media, what you see like just them walking in the hall, like, or going to the store, like you don't know somebody. So like the worst that can happen is you try to reach out and then you realize that everyone was right, or that what you thought was right. That's the worst that could happen. And so I'm reaching out and hopefully finding someone that I can bond about, and just be able to talk to openly, and be someone there for her to talk to, because that's genuinely like, I am really tired of like being the problem that I need people to listen to, because I've always been the one that like, I'll listen to your stuff. I mean, I talk like, my mom doesn't listen to me anymore. She says that I talk too much, which is so true. But what's good is I'm talking in these videos and you don't have to watch it if you think I talk too much. So, but I don't know. I'm just excited to be able to build relationships that aren't based on what like people think about them. It's based on like how I feel about them and how they feel about me. And I'm just really, I gotta get in front of this person. I'm just really excited to see where all of that takes me, and I'm really nervous about building friendships and building those kinds of relationships in this coming year, because my friends that I talk to and spend time with now, like I can still talk to them, but they're leaving, and I mean, I have a couple friends that are younger, but I don't know. And there's something about, this sounds so judgy of me, but there's something about the level of the different kinds of people and that you'll find in different places, and like the people intellectually that I get along with really well are in school, and I'm not around people who are in school right now, or college. And not saying that like people who aren't in school aren't smart, because I would say I'm smart and I'm not in school. And there are people in my situation. There are people who just couldn't afford college. There are people who just didn't want to go, like, that are intelligent. And I gotta pass this person too. Why do I keep doing this? But it's just, I'm really nervous to see about that. But I'm hoping to just be able to get these courses, be able to do some more 8-week quick paced courses, caught up to my level, and be able to go on this crazy adventure. I think that's what's so cool about it, is in the end, when I go, my friends will all, like, my friends now will be in college. I am not in a relationship, and I don't know. I was thinking about this, and I haven't really thought about it. I don't really want to be, like, in a relationship right now, because well, first of all, like, I don't want to be in that kind of serious relationship because I don't want to be heartbroken again, especially not anytime soon. But also, I have these big plans with my life, and, like, who knows, I could meet someone in a random country on the other side of the world, and I don't know, I guess how most people are with college, they don't want to have anything holding them back. Maybe that's, like, something that I need, is to just go, and my friends will be in college, I'll have my family, but I just get to, like, find my way and not have anything I need to, like, be here for other than my family. And this is something, like, I've never thought about. Like, I don't know, I'm not gonna turn down, like, if I saw relationship type wise the kind of love again that I want, that, like, I deserve and that I want. Well, I didn't really have anything that I deserved, but, like, that kind of, like, I'm not gonna turn it down, but I don't want to go out seeking it right now. I just want to go with the flow of life and have things work for me the way that God's gonna put them out there, because something that's weird to think about is, like, God, he's not in charge of your life, but, like, he has this plan for you, and it's set out there, like, it's already laid out. Like, I don't really think you can change it, what he has, like, planned for you, because he knows what's gonna happen, whether it's good or bad. And what's weird about it is, like, I'm still in charge of my life because I have to get there, but in the end, like, I'll end up, so it's like you have to make your own decisions, but no matter what, you'll end up where God knows you're gonna end up. But what's freaky to think about is, like, it's also not necessarily going to be the most ideal place to end up. And so, but in the end, like, the most ideal thing is, like, dying, going to heaven. Not dying being the ideal, but the heaven part. So, like, if your life is not amazing, you get to spend your entire afterlife, or if you, I don't know, just you get to spend this, like, beautiful, like, time, or eternity with God, and there's no way to explain that serenity and that feeling that you'll, like, there's, honestly, like, the vocabulary has nothing, just like there's no way to describe how immense God is. I don't know. And I'm beyond excited for the places that I feel like God's taking me. Because there's been this uncertainty with being excited to have money and have this job and be married and have these kids. And there's something different that I feel now that's like, God is taking me on a journey that is not ordinary. I'm gonna put you up here. But I was reading, I always have my Love Does book with me. I have 2 more chapters. Well, I have a chapter, half a chapter, and the epilogue left. But I was reading this chapter, and it says, Oh, it's before this chapter. Dadgummit. There's like this one word that is on the tip of my tongue. But, I think it's back here. 29. It was an easy word, typical. Like, it's not about being different or unordinary, because there isn't really like an ordinary. It's like typical. What's like easy for people to do in life. Like, you go out and it's easy for you to go to school, go to college, get a job, live the typical lifestyle that our parents and grandparents have like told us. That's just like how we see it in society. And I'm just like, I have chills right now, which if you know me, like I get chills really easily. Specifically when I hear really like emotional story or someone's singing and it's like amazing, I get chills. It's weird, but I'm sure other people do. But I like have this like jittery, like sparkly, I don't even know, like butterflies, but different, like in me, that I am so excited to like this path that is not going to be ordinary, or shoot, typical. Not going to be typical. It's not going to be something I ever expected. And there's going to be freaking earthquakes that are shattering. Like, I'm going to be shattered, which I have been. And I'm going to be taken to the most beautiful, highest lifting places and meet the most beautiful people. And I'm so excited for it. And honestly, the next 2 years could not go fast enough. They couldn't go fast enough for me to be headed to Japan. I guess is where I'm starting, but like I want to cry with like joy about this journey that, like, it's almost, if you have like the artistic kind of mindset of like there's beauty in like the most ordinary of things, and like the most ugly things can be beautiful. There's something that I'm just now realizing is so amazing, is that this like messy, ugly, painful, like excruciating path that I've been on the past 6-7 months and longer, just a lot of it has been lately, or a few months ago, where it's taken me. It's like it's thinking of like a geode, like a rock, and it's like pretty ugly on the outside, and it goes through time, and then you break it open and like it's beautiful. Is that I've been so scared, which worrying is the one thing that I'm still struggling with, that I need to really, like, I want to release. But there's just something so extraordinary. I've been worrying my mind is going everywhere right now, but I've been worrying that I'm going through all this and I feel like I'm getting over it, and it's never like, I'm never gonna find the beauty, find the love, find God, find the appreciation, find the husband, find the friendships, find the family, like I'm never gonna find that after struggling and like kind of like when you're hiking a mountain and you can never reach the top. Like I feel like I'm like getting there. It looks closer and then I'm never there. And it's something I've been so worried about. And it's just so amazing how there's a cup blowing in the wind. It's just so amazing how I feel like I've overcome most of the darkness and the things that were not good for me and the things that mistreated me and the people that mistreated me and weren't good for me and the old me that wasn't good for me. I feel like I'm overcoming that, and I do see the beauty on the other side, like, of the mountain. I feel like I'm just so excited for where the possibilities. I don't have this like guideline of or timeline. I say 2 years, but that's just my guess. I don't have this like timeline that's gonna like graduate in 4 years, or you have to start as assistant and go up, and I don't have that. And people doubt me and people think it's a dumb idea or that I can't afford it or whatever. But I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my relationship with God. I'm doing it for my relationship with myself. It's just so crazy. It's so weird how I feel like everyone I see right now is like everyone I already know. And I'm comfortable being at home and it's good for me right now. But like when I go off into the world, I'm going to meet so many people. I'm going to see so many places. I could end up living in one of those places. I could live here. I could adopt a child. I could get married. I could find beautiful friends, families that love me, like that I've never met. I could plan a one-day trip into Baku Village and stay there for 2 years. Like, I have nothing tying me down. My plan is to get a plane ticket and go. All I need is supplies and a plane ticket and money for when I'm there, I guess. But I don't even need that. It's just so extraordinary about all of this change. And that I have this huge open scene, but there's still like, I know the direction I'm going in, but it's so vast. It's just so exciting to be able to see that and to cleanse the past, because there are definitely people in the past who need to be cleansed from my mind, and it's gonna take time, but I already have cleansed a lot of it. It's so cool that like I still get little like bits of like sad, but I don't have this like emotional wreck. It's just kind of like, oh, that's a bummer. But it's just so cool that it's not like detrimental. I would say there's just one little person that I miss from my past that I don't think will have to be cleansed from my life, I guess. And I'm excited to be able to heal even more, which I never thought I could feel the way I feel ever in my life. And what's so cool is I have all these people. What's so cool is that, yeah, there are a lot of people judging my situation, taking the negatives out of it, because there are negatives in everything. And I've said things, everyone's said things and done things that were wrong or bad or they didn't mean to. But what's so cool is that all these people doubting it, making fun of it or whatever, like, I don't really think about it anymore. I mean, obviously, every once in a while, but it's not, like, my focus. And what's even cooler and amazing are that people I would never expect are reaching out to me about my story without me saying anything or talking to them in a long time, or people are really thankful that I've reached out, and it's genuine. It's not this like, oh, thanks, or like they're asking me to go to lunch, or and it's just, it's really truly earth-shattering to see the way people are genuine and act with you when it's just you and them, and people aren't like influencing it, I guess. And it's really shows you the strength that are in these people, that they keep that value to them. It's just like every day there's someone new who reaches out to me or follows me, and it's not in this petty way. It's a genuine like, oh, she's cool, or like, oh, my friend talks to her, she's cool, so maybe I can look past, like, maybe this thing that everyone's saying isn't real, or it's just really, I don't know, I dig it. But if you happen to watch this, which less and less people are watching it, which I'm okay with because I don't care, I just peek on to see if it uploaded right, because once there's some people viewing it, then I can like, okay, I didn't mess it up, because I'm not that tech savvy. I mean, I still help my grandma and grandpa out, but we all do that. I don't know, it's just my bun. Actually, I'm so happy I can do this now. My hair's like long enough. If you happen to be watching this, that's what I was saying. I just lose my train of thought really easily. And you've been iffy or like not sure, or you've had this just like little bit of you that once is like, oh, maybe I should say something, or like the worst that can happen, like, I'm not gonna like, even if people I don't like, which aren't that many now, reached out, like, I'm not gonna be rude. Oh, is that a dog? It's a lab. I wanted a black lab named Lucky, which is like basic, but that's what the dog used to want. Oh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, if like there's even like a part of you, like, go for it, please. It's so heartwarming and comforting and like reassuring to know that like there are people out there with good hearts, I guess. Yeah. So much love. Probably won't talk for like another couple weeks, but oh wait, ready? That's what's going around right now. Deuces.
Wait for me to come home.